Now, in an exclusive conversation with India Today, the new Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh has revealed that a ban on slaughterhouses is on the agenda. It is high on his agenda. It will be discussed in the first cabinet meet that's been expected to be held in 2 to 3 days' time now. Loan waivers to farmers will also be discussed in the first meeting, as was promised by the Prime Minister. He also will be holding cabinet meeting across the state in cities like Allahabad, apart from Lucknow. So you have Yogi Adityanath and raring to go. He said that he would be holding his cabinet meets. Multiple cabinet meets are expected now in the next 2 to 3 days from Allahabad to Lucknow. My colleague Shiv Pujan joining us with more details. So Shiv Pujan, slaughterhouses on the agenda, farmers loan waiver also on the agenda. But yesterday he talked about BJP manifesto in toto, Ram temple construction also to be discussed. Early signs of that emerging?
At least for the time being, he is not speaking about Ram Temple. Definitely the BJP had made it a poll issue, but right now he is talking about governance. And since morning itself, he has been conducting lots of meetings, lots of people have been coming. There is a beeline of still of people who are meeting Yogi Adityanath. He is trying to take a stock of the overall situation that presently exists in UP. Earlier in the day, he called in the DGP of the state, and very categorical statements were passed on by Yogi Adityanath to the DGP to establish the rule of law in the state. Because remember that even yesterday there was an incident of a murder of a BSP leader reported from Allahabad. So the matter has been taken very seriously by Adityanath, and we had a talk with Adityanath off-camera discussion wherein very categorically he stated that the points which have been mentioned in the manifesto of the party, they'll be taken one by one, and right now the effort of the Chief Minister is to ensure that whatever activities are undertaken by the government, they are expedited, they are put on a fast track, and that is the reason why he's meeting the Chief Secretary, he's meeting the Principal Secretaries of various departments. Even just a short while ago, Rahul Bhattagar, the Chief Secretary, he had a long meeting with Yogi Adityanath. So more or less it is clear that the BJP will toe the line which has very categorically been stated in the party's manifesto, and Yogi Adityanath appears to be a man who means business, and that is the kind of message which he is trying to send out.
But before the cabinet meet also, Shiv, his task has been cut out with the news coming in of BSP leader who was shot at by two bike-borne assailants in Allahabad. Now, law and order, if it's that the top priority of Yogi Adityanath, how is his government planning to move ahead to bring the guilty to book?
Well, we see that in the days to come, possibly there will be a change of guard in the police department. Lots of transfers and postings are expected. But right now, Yogi Adityanath is trying to collect the various data which is required for all these transfers. Earlier in the day, as I pointed earlier, that the DGP of the state was called in, and there was a stock taking of the overall situation that exists in Uttar Pradesh. But remember that there is a close nexus that exists between the mafia, the bureaucracy, as well as the politicians. And it will require real mettle on the part of Yogi Adityanath to break that particular caucus which exists and which has run rampant across the state for so many decades now. So it's going to be a Herculean task. And but in the conversation, the informal conversation which we had with Yogi Adityanath, he made it very, very categorical that law and order is supposed to be the top priority for him, and in the days to come, possibly the state will have ample signs of the emphatic assertion which will be there on the law and order front.
All right, Shiv, be with us because we want to take our viewers through the day one of Yogi era that's begun in Uttar Pradesh today. So here's how the UP Chief Minister is raring to go. He will meet the Principal Secretaries at 3 p.m. He'll meet the Governor at 5 p.m. later today. He met Principal Secretary Navneet Sehgal and State DGP Javed Ahmed at a VVIP guest house in Lucknow as well. Adityanath is also expected to leave for Gorakhpur later in the day. The newly elected Chief Minister has already been in action mode after swearing-in ceremony. It was the Chai Pe Charcha with his state ministers that he has demanded that they should submit financial details of all their assets in the next 15 days. He's a keen follower of Narendra Modi. Yogi Adityanath is also expected to impose Modi's 18-hour per day work schedule and ensure that the state government acts on Prime Minister's slogan, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas.
केंद्र में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने विकास और सुशासन के माध्यम से सबका साथ और सबका विकास का जो संकल्प लिया है, उसका पूरी तरह अनुसरण करते हुए प्रदेश सरकार राज्य की जनता की सेवा करेगी। उत्तर प्रदेश की कानून व्यवस्था चाक चौबंद रखने के लिए सरकार निरंतर पूरी सजग तरीके से कार्य करेगी। प्रदेश में शिक्षा का उन्नयन, युवाओं के लिए रोजगार के अवसरों में वृद्धि, आम जनता को स्वास्थ्य और परिवहन की अच्छी सुविधा प्राप्त हो, समाज के गरीब, दलित एवं पिछड़े वर्गों के कल्याण के लिए विशेष प्रयास किए जाएंगे। पूर्ववर्ती सरकारों के बदहाल शासन का खामियाजा प्रदेश की युवा पीढ़ी को भुगतना पड़ा है। युवाओं को गुणात्मक शिक्षा सुलभ हो, कौशल विकास के माध्यम से उन्हें रोजगार के सुगम अवसर प्राप्त हों, इसके लिए भी प्रदेश सरकार पूरी संवेदनशीलता से कार्य करेगी।
Now, his cabinet has an interesting mix of social engineering, with women ministers also chosen and also ministers chosen from different background, be it the OPC category, be it the caste category, and also one Muslim minister who's made the cut for Yogi Adityanath's cabinet. And he's asked all of them to declare their immovable assets. He's also issued a whip of asking them to draw a plan of action ahead of the next cabinet meet. Now, let's take a listen in to what his ministers have to say. Their member are yet to be allocated their portfolios.
माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने सबसे पहले तो ये कहा कि आपकी जो चल अचल संपत्ति है आप उसका ब्यौरा 15 दिन में दें। ये बहुत ही अच्छी बात है। इससे एक वास्तविकता सामने आएगी कि इस समय हमारे पास क्या है और आगे चल के हमारे पास क्या होने वाला है। ये सारी चीजें सामने आएंगी। ये उनकी बहुत दूरदर्शिता का परिणाम है।
Actually, we need to disclose our property, our income and all. A very good message in front of public that we are very transparent, and it doesn't mean that if we are a minister, if we are a part of this government, then we can do anything. It's a very good decision, I can say.
Well, the sannyasi from Gorakhpur, who is now the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, will be going back to Gorakhpur today as well. My colleague Rohit gets us how the city is preparing for his arrival.
5 times MP from Gorakhpur, Yogi Adityanath has now taken over as the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. And back here in Gorakhpur, where we are at this point of time, this is the Gorakhnath temple, and this is the residence of Yogi Adityanath. Whenever he is in Gorakhpur, this is where he lives. And you can see here in this visual that the entire temple premises has been completely decorated with flowers here, because there are reports that are coming that after being sworn in as the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath would be coming to Gorakhpur to seek the blessing of the God here. But there are no confirmed reports as to when he will be coming here to Gorakhpur. But the entire temple premises has been decorated with flowers, and also massive security arrangements have also been put in place.
All right, going across to my colleague Shiv Pujanjha, who's joining us right now. Shiv, so what is the inside story that you're getting? Cabinet portfolio allocation is next on Yogi Adityanath's agenda. Law and order being a priority. Take us through what are your sources saying, who could be given what responsibility?
Well, you see that the BJP presently is very tight-lipped as to what kind of portfolio will go to, what kind of people exactly. We saw how in choosing the ministers, every attempt was made to ensure that almost of every class, of every caste, there is accommodation of people from almost every caste. That is the kind of social engineering which the BJP has been looking forward to. Remember that the BJP is precisely aiming 2019 by putting in Yogi Adityanath at the helm of affairs in Uttar Pradesh. So definitely it is expected that governance is going to be the top priority, and the allocation of the ministries is bound to be in a couple of days' time, and the factor who is in a position to deliver in which department would be factored in. That is something which we are getting to know. But law and order being the most important concern of not only the people within the state but also within the BJP, I think it is bound to go to Keshav Maurya.
All right, so that is a source-based information that we can break on the channel as well, Shiv, that law and order, that's the key portfolio, could go to the Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya from Pulpur. He could get the law and order as the portfolio, because that will be the first challenge for Yogi Adityanath's government to establish that they mean business, they mean credibility, they mean that UP will come out of the shadow of crime. Thanks, Shiv, for joining us. Well, coming back to you through the day as well.